Being first at something is not the most important thing. We are the first craft distillery, but what's more important is, after 40 years, still being able to maintain a fresh take on distillation. Home is Alameda, a small island just off the coast of Oakland. Our specific home is on the former Naval Air Station.
We've got a 65,000 square foot retired naval aircraft hangar. The street that we're actually on is called Spirits Alley. It's named for St. George Spirits. It's because St. George Spirits has been out here on this retired naval air station for 18 years. While I'm proud that St. George Spirits has a legacy, we need to be more than that. The lab is one of my favorite places in St. George Spirits and frankly in the entire universe.
Any of the ideas that we come up with, we can bring those back there and see if those ideas can go out of our heads and into the real world. I've always had a love of science, and with a nuclear engineering background behind me, a good understanding of piping systems and pumps and heat transfer. As I look at a still now, I don't see the outside of it, I see everything that's going on inside. Love it when a plan comes together. As we're putting together something like a gin, and that grain neutral coming through from MGP is the perfect base for all the things that we're working on. And being able to rely on their skills has saved us a lot of time, a lot of energy, and helped us really focus on the things that we do best. Damn, that smells good. But it's science second. The first thing that we need to do is have an inspiration and a point of view.
And then that starts to create an idea of what we would want to make.
The terroir gin was inspired by picking my son up from summer camp at Mount Tamalpais. The smells of the hillside were just overwhelming. I just knew that if I could capture it faithfully, it would be a really beautiful spirit.
We spent time working with foragers, trying to learn what are the local ingredients, what actually influences that.
Bay laurel has this really beautiful wintergreen sort of aroma. Douglas fir, this very beautiful citrus nature that they've got going on. Those make up the base of what the terroir is all about.
As a distiller, how do I actually try to create something that's evocative of this time and place beyond the pure ingredients? You want to distill a dusty, sun-baked trail, you can't distill dirt. It's not going to work. Every time. That's beautiful.
Cinnamon, when you distill it the right way, smells dusty and sweet. Coriander that we walk roast to be able to reshape it in more of a landscape direction, less floral.
And now that Saigon cinnamon and that walk roasted coriander start to mimic that dusty sun-baked trail.
It's a happy sight. Each of the spirits that we make is something that's like an intentional olfactory portrait of a place. For example, Mount Tam, if 100 years from now somebody picks up a bottle of the gin, they know what that place smelled like at that point in time. We're putting things into bottles that are parts of ourselves. Yeah. It's beautiful. So that when you have that glass in your hands, you know where we were. And hopefully, if you've tasted enough of our things, you know who we are as human beings.